So much fun.
Oh yeah, don't bang on the table. All right, I'm not used to this. Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Just Starving,
where we don't create anything.
We don't create enough to be starving artists, but we're still always hungry.
Still hungry all the time. So, I'm Nikki.
I'm Lucas.
And we're doing this podcast. I don't know why.
Mostly for fun.
Mostly for fun.
Kinda.
This is just going to be a bunch of goofiness. We're young millennial type people who don't take anything seriously at this point.
Hot market of millennials.
Hot market. And we're just going to try to have fun with this. This isn't anything serious. Do not get your news source from us.
No.
By any means.
It's like getting news from Tumblr. It doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. But yeah, so we're going to talk about stories, our lives. We might have some guests on. We're going to play some games. We're going to have some drinks while we're at it.
Now we have like a corporate mojito today.
Corporate mojito made by the lovely Lucas.
Yeah, because someone didn't bring fresh mint.
They ran out.
We're just going to start out with some introductions, and then we're going to just talk about what we want to do on this podcast.
Yeah. So both me and Lucas are art school graduates.
From the same school.
Yep. Graduated the same year.
Started the same year.
We've known each other for 4 or 5 years now, actually.
Yeah, we're good. Nope, it's been 5 now that the year's about to end.
Yeah. God, time flies.
To be 18 again.
Oh, God. We're not even that old. Like, what does that even mean?
I feel old.
I feel old, too. My bones are, like, cracking and, like...
Yeah, and you're active. I'm not active. How do you think my bones feel?
Oh, my God. Like, my hands started doing this thing. I don't know if it's from being on the computer or my other jobs, but my knuckles will lock up and I can't bend my fingers.
That is not good, and you should get that checked out.
I don't
know what else to tell you.
I'm too scared to get it checked out. I'm only 23. I shouldn't be having this problem.
I'm 22 if we're giving out facts. Facts. While she's enjoying her drink, I am from Florida. I studied graphic design, which became design because department names are really important.
Yeah.
And then I graduated, and now I'm working the residence life program of my school.
Yeah. And I majored in the same thing as he did, graphic design into design. I currently also work at the school we graduated with in the marketing department. So we went to school in the same school, and we're working at the same school together.
In very different ways.
We barely see each other.
I know. It's funny how little we saw each other. And still do see so little. Like, we work on the same campus that's not even large.
I know. And, well, actually, we're going to be working on a project soon together.
Yes, I'm really excited. It's going to be 3 alumni working on a project to encourage people to come to the school.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So, well, hopefully we'll see more of each other.
Yeah.
Besides this awesome podcast setup.
Which I'm very excited to do. It's nice to have something to do every week that's not work.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it. I don't really have any expectations for it other than it should just be fun.
Yeah, and so far I think we're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
Yeah. Although I think I want to make the drink stronger next time because I'm not feeling nothing.
Yep.
I think next time I gin and tonics. I'm just planning ahead.
Yeah. I think no one but us like gin and tonics.
No, all my friends think they taste bad. Although, to be fair, the reason I tried gin was to, like, be a mean friend.
Really?
We had a little pub crawl on St. Paddy's Day last year. Me, my best friend, our other friend, and other friend. I don't know if we can use names yet. And we had shots at this place, and I was like, let's do gin shots. And everyone's like, no. And I was like, it's too late. We're doing it. And then we did it, and I liked it so much.
Well, like, you did it to, like, annoy them?
Yeah, because it was shots, and no one likes gin as shots. I only want to do gin shots.
I don't like shots in general.
Yeah, so it was like kind of like, we're doing a thing no one likes, so I'll make it worse. And then I just really had a good time.
Yeah.
And then I tried to I tried to get us vodka shots. And then the bartender ignored me on purpose. And then she finally came back, and I was like, can we get 4 shots? She was like, no, it's been final call already. Sorry. And I was like, you did that.
You got turned
away. Like, she saw me give her, like, the I'm here to order look, and she was like, no. But I told my friend, because at that point it would have been our 4th shot, and I think the lady saw that my friends were suffering. Under my drink-filled hands.
You're kind of the worst.
A common theme is if I was not funny, I would not have friends. And I think that's very true.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, no,
I think that's a fair statement.
I try and work on myself, but there's so much to work on.
Yeah, you and me both. Anyway. Oh, yeah.
Forgot how we got to talk about gin. Oh, because I wanted gin tonics.
Right. I think the reason I started to like gin, because I struggled so much with just trying to find alcohol that I liked. And, like, I started, like most white girls start with, like, oh, let's try the sugary drink, try the girly drink, because most of your stereotype like that. And, like, I just didn't. I didn't like the taste of liquor. I didn't like the taste of alcohol. I didn't like beer. Wine was kind of still new for me. And I'm like, I don't like alcohol. So I just didn't drink for the longest time.
I am infuriated with the concept of beer most of the time because people who like beer say you have to get used to it. You have to learn to like it. And I'm not going to spend my money and time hurting my liver with a beverage I think tastes like nothing good.
It doesn't taste anything good.
No. And then I don't get it. I don't get why you would force yourself to like something that no one really likes just so that you have that convenient drink.
Right. Well, like, I feel like that's the thing with most alcohol. You don't really like the taste of hard liquor, but then you, like, learn to taste it.
I love a moonshine. Ooh.
Moonshine? Really?
Literally, I like how it burns. It tastes really good.
Lucas! That's so bad for you.
Oh, it's so good. My cousin. Oh, I haven't had straight moonshine. I've had the cherries and some other stuff. I'm like,
I've had the cherries before.
Old Smoky.
Right.
And my cousin got me when I was a little babe, the big mason jar of cherries, and I finished about 7/8 of it on my lonesome.
Oh my god!
And he was like, "If you finish that, I will pay you." And I was like, drink all that. Didn't feel it at all. 100 sober. I probably would have set the breathalyzer on fire and felt nothing. And I was like, I totally could and I would, but I know if I drink more of this, I will vomit. And I don't feel like it. So I missed out on some money, but I didn't vomit, even though I drank a lot of moonshine.
That's so... you could have died.
I had a young, pliable liver.
How old were you? Not old enough to drink?
No, not at all. This is teens. Probably like a junior or senior, so like 16, 17, 18.
Wow.
No,
Jeez.
Yeah, but I liked drinking when I was younger because I'd be like I drank so much, and then I wake up and I'm like, hey guys.
You know what? I'm not gonna like bat an eye at that because I drank a lot when I was a teenager.
Everyone
too.
does.
Everyone does. We don't condone underage drinking, by the way.
No, not at all.
But you know, like you can get around. The only time I had moonshine was I went to a New Year's Eve party. And someone I didn't know, which is like already like a bad sign.
Red flag.
Gave me moonshine, like, hey, try this. It tastes like apple pie. And I'm like...
But it does, though.
It does. And it totally did. But then I felt it hit me immediately. And I'm like, oh, no. I need to drive home. This is not okay.
Okay. We don't condone drinking and driving either.
It was just a sip. I didn't like have a fucking thing of it. But...
We should get back onto the two-pick.
Oh, yeah. No, it's okay. We can...
Okay, wait. So... Gin and tonics. We're talking about our connection and where we came from.
Right. So, yeah, basically we've been friends for a while. We worked together. We went to school together. We graduated together.
Mm-hmm. All very recently.
I think we should go on to talking about the stigmas of art school because everyone who's not an artist or just hasn't even been to art school or just thinks of art as like that subject in high school that they don't really care about.
Like they make the football posters, which is such a shitty thing.
Yeah, so like they don't really know what it's about, but they have a bunch of stigmas about it that it's just like weird art kids that like they'll never get jobs or anything like that.
Like you become an artist as your passion, so that you can eventually put it on the side and do real work. It's like,
no, it's like a hobby almost.
No, and it's like there's no hobby to what a lot of people are doing. Like some people come to art school and you're just like you shouldn't be here.
Right.
But there's way more people who do, and you're they're passionate and they're talented and they have a future.
Right.
And it's just like a matter of them finding that place they belong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just with art and just anything else, which I used to be a tour guide. So I'd be a lot of parents would talk to me about their kid going to art school. And one of the questions that they think would trip me up is, do you ever regret going to art school? And I'm like, yeah, all the time. And so does a med student and a lawyer and a lot, there's never, I don't think I've met a single person who's doing what they're doing and being like, this is my call and my passion. I don't regret it. It's like everyone I know is they're lost.
Everyone's lost, especially at the age we are, where we just got out of college and we have no clue what we're doing.
I think if you're lucky, you find yourself at 25. You're lucky, like
lucky,
that. You're
yeah.
lucky
Yeah.
if you're 25 and you're like, I know where I'm going.
I have a goal for like early 30s is where I'm gonna find where I'm going.
I think I found a direction. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what's past the door into that direction.
Well, for me, I thought that like design and what I majored in was like what my passion was gonna be. Like I thought I loved it. I loved doing it, and that's what I'm gonna work in.
Mm-hmm.
And like I did it through like sophomore year of high school all the way to graduation. Once I graduated and started working in it, I'm like, oh crap, I don't like doing this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like I'm like, oh crap, so what am I gonna do? And like I had like panic because I'm like, I spent 4 years of my life studying this subject and now I don't want to do it anymore. I'm screwed. But that's not technically the case.
No, you still have that skill set and that experience, and like
Yeah.
it's like any degree. Like it's most people get a degree and then never use it.
Exactly.
It's like having a degree is sort of a statement of your ability to succeed and do the work
Right.
more than it is like a skill set these days.
Right.
Like plenty of people get a degree in something and then they end up finding their passion as some weird subset of something associated with that degree, but isn't that degree.
Exactly. So it's I had to learn how to like let go a little bit and try to like let myself find something new will like and just kind of like find my way into what I want to be doing, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. There's no like answer to any of these answers. Like
Yeah, we're figuring it out as you are probably figuring it out right now.
oh, in the fog.
Yeah, very well in the fog, and that's why we're doing this
Yeah.
this podcast because we are we're working our day jobs and then like we're just like we don't feel fulfilled creatively.
I
so
like
like
my day job. I like it. It's creative in a weird way. But
yeah, no, I
can
get it.
talk more about that later. But
Yeah. But like no, I like my day job too, but this is like a different type of thing where
Yeah.
we're initiating the projects, we have full control over what's going on. And I think this is something I can get excited over.
You know, I think that's what a lot of art students I see are missing. It's like they spend the 4 years here and all they do is the assignments.
Yeah.
And like they're like, oh, I have this idea. And it's like, well, then you should pursue that idea so that you're working on something for you.
Yeah. I think we should talk about more of like what art school curriculum consists of for
Oh.
people who don't know.
It's so much.
And for regular colleges, you'll have like I don't know, a lot of tests and studying and research, I guess.
Oh, and we have
And
our
we
version
have
of that.
We have that because
Like-
we still have to take math and science courses and psychology courses and all that.
And depending on the art school, it's more or less important. For us, it was on the lower side of important because it was more about the art. In some schools, they want you to be, and there's reasons for both arguments that they want you to be more academically educated so that you can put that to your art.
Right.
And I think like the way that like a person researches different procedures to do something, we research different visuals and experiences and cultures, because to be an artist you need a sort of, I don't know, reference book mentally so that you can always go back. Because if you're from Wyoming and you raised cows and then you find out you like to paint, eventually people get bored of you painting cows.
Exactly.
You have to evolve past the Wyoming cow thing.
Right. You have to learn everything and do everything before you can do what you want to be good at.
Oh yeah.
And that's basically what art school is. So you're basically researching and taking tests, everything you would do at a normal college, but also creating art and doing projects and producing something into the world.
Yeah, and it's harder because you can't fake 90% of it.
You can't fake.
Like you can
a
cheat
lot
on
of
a
it.
test if you're in med school. You can just memorize laws and cases and that kind of stuff. But you can't. If you can copy someone else's work in art
Sure.
school, but then they'll be like, you copied me, and then you can get expelled and
Yeah.
blacklisted from a lot of things.
It's like art school plagiarism, basically.
Yeah, it's plagiarism.
Yeah, it's plagiarism. It's just basic plagiarism at that point.
Yeah, because you can't avoid putting yourself into what you're doing in art school.
Right.
Like
And
it's you.
And I think people who see the students that go to art school, they're very much different than regular university
Oh, yeah.
people. Because you'll see a lot of people who go to regular college and will just like go there to party or just like, oh, I'm finally away from my parents. And people who go to art school are committed to their art and want to do it as a living. So you'll rarely see parties or like drunk people and
There's parties.
there's definitely
but
parties.
like
There's definitely parties.
but it's
like,
more of a release, I think, and more
Right.
of a like it's more about the people than it is like partying in general.
Right, exactly.
Like because you know the party kids, and they're like kind of they have their own thing, but like
Right.
you go to parties to relax because it's just so much. It's so much stress.
Because people take their work here very, very seriously.
And as you should, no matter your degree, like, but with art, it's just.
You're putting yourself out there into a career field that's almost non-existent, and
Well, it exists, but it's like this weird ether
Yeah,
of
exactly.
everything. Like
It-
everyone
yeah.
needs artists, but no one wants to say it out loud.
no one wants to pay for it either.
No, can you draw us for free? Oh, I need a logo. Can you just like You know,
just do it. You know, it takes you a couple hours.
Yeah, it's just really quick. Just draw it up, and it's fine.
Exactly.
A myth, a legend, a lie.
Yeah.
To say that art is easy, to say that you can just make something for someone.
Yeah.
And I joke about it with my art friends and the kind of the people around me is like, oh, can you draw me? Oh, can you draw me?
I hate that.
Because we all like I don't draw. No one asked me to, but I know everyone hates it.
Oh yeah.
People who draw, no, they want to draw what they want to draw. They want to draw what they want to draw, but they're drawing assignments.
Yeah.
They're drawing still lives, and they're drawing a master
copy.
Well,
and from a person who loves drawing people, I hate being told like, I have a story.
Please tell.
I used to work. I don't know if I should say what place it was, but I used to work at a retail place, let's say.
So many.
I worked at so many. And there was another guy who worked there who asked me what I did. I'm like, I go to art school. I'm an artist. And he's like, oh, really? I can't draw anything. I'm like, well, that can't be true. You can draw a circle, right? Like, you can draw anything, really. It doesn't. And he's like, well, it's not good. I'm like, okay, well, like, that's
fine.
Subjective. But, like, I'm like, whatever. And he's like, can you draw a heart? And I'm like, what do you mean, can I draw a heart? And he's like, you know, like a heart. And I'm like, what do you mean, like an anatomical heart or just like the symbol heart? And he's like, and he like couldn't understand what I was meaning. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, and so he just doodled it, and it was just like the symbol heart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why wouldn't I be able to draw that? And he's like, well, when I draw it, it's asymmetrical. And I'm like, does that dictate how good of an artist I am? Like, I don't understand. And it's just like that boggled my mind that how far away from that world he was for me. Like, he was so far away from the art world that he thought that drawing a symmetrical shape meant you were a good artist.
No, it just means you have a steady hand, or
your
brain works a little symmetrical than anyone else's.
But that's what the common guy out there thinks.
Yeah, it's just or the concept of you can like I see a lot of people on Instagram and stuff that are like, I drew this hyper realistic thing, and it's like, that's fun, but it's just a shoe now. You drew a picture of a shoe. That's really cool for you.
Yeah.
What else? Well, what am I gonna do with this picture of a shoe?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's very.
It's a show of technical skill, but there's no concept.
It's very. And you have the skill, you know how to use the tools, but you don't know where to put it. You know what I mean?
Because the concept is where everything is.
Right.
If you have a bad concept and it's done well, no one cares.
Right.
If you have a good concept and it's done badly, people are kind of mad at you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you had this great idea and you ruined it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's your idea, but they're mad that you didn't do better.
Exactly.
It's art is so weird and nebulous, and it's like people don't get that. And you go to art school and no one knows what you're doing, and they're just like, yeah, so you want to do this thing for free? And it's like, no, I'm studying this and it's a real thing, and you can't. It's like, I'm not here to be just treated like a public service.
Yeah. In short, like, being a student here, you need to take it a lot more seriously than you would.
Yeah.
Just taking general studies out of college.
Oh yeah,
basically.
And the curriculum is interesting because it's not. A program can't focus on a concept or construct. You have to do both.
Right.
You can't just focus on construct because there's no concept and then they're not making anything. But if you focus solely on the concept, then they can't make anything because they don't know how.
Right.
So it's constantly exercising the doing and the thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much more than just like something simple like memorizing things. Like, you have to create things.
Right.
Mentally and physically.
Right. All right. So where we are right now, I think we're going to take a little break, but then we'll come right back to you.
Yep, fake commercial time.
Fake commercial. We're sponsored by...
Nobody!
All right. See you guys later.
Oh, welcome back to Just Starving.
For you, that was probably a very short break. Probably just going to cut that
right
down the middle.
For us, it was 2 days. No, it wasn't.
2 days. We're gone for ages.
A little siesta.
All right. So where did we leave off?
We were talking about art school and how it's not what people think, and they don't know what to think, and they don't know what it is, and then they judge us, and they don't know what's going on.
It's just so hard, and I don't know what to do. So I think my most frustrating part is trying to explain to my parents what I do.
Oh my god.
Specifically because they, not only did they like believe in me enough to like put me through art school, but like I know for a fact that they don't fully understand nor possibly appreciate what I do.
Oh no.
Like it's
so annoying because like my dad who's trying to be proud of me, and I appreciate that, he'll be like, oh, my son's studying doing video game design stuff, and I'm like, no.
I don't do
no,
video
dear father,
game design.
I'm not doing that. It's a different kind of graphic and a different kind of design.
Yeah.
And it's just like, frustrating because you'll explain to them, and it's like being a graphic designer. It's like kind of weird. But like I do letters and words and like stuff, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like,
it's the display of everything.
yeah, it's hard. It's such a broad subject where it's just like you could be a graphic designer and you only do package design.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can just be a graphic designer and all you do is like the letterhead for schools.
There's so many subcategories of what a designer or a graphic designer does.
There's an infinitesimal amount of subcategories for artists.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
the people who make your shoes.
Yeah.
The people who make the packaging your toothpaste comes in.
Yeah. It's basically anything. You're basically like a visual director of anything visual, imagery, lettering. Like I like to think of it almost as like a magazine. You're doing everything from the photography of the magazine to any illustrations to the font of the magazine, the calligraphy of the magazine, which paragraph goes where. It's the entire magazine is what you're doing basically.
And then the spacing between the letters of the title and then the rag on the end of the paragraph. It's
exactly.
like
From very incremental stuff like that.
From the paper to the letters. It's like every part of that a designer has to decide.
And that's a good point. It's not just visual either. It's very tactile too.
It's the experience. Like that's what people really care about. Isn't really what it is, but the experience the user gets from it.
Right.
And I think we're seeing that more and more, where people are more concerned about having that cute packaging that someone wants to buy for the packaging.
Exactly. Which I am very guilty of.
Oh my god, 100.
Just buying a product because it has cute packaging.
Oh, yeah. I love random cute small stuff. Yeah, it's just people have money and they want to spend it.
Exactly.
It's kind of what happens.
Exactly. So it's really hard to. I mean, I'm sure we're not even explaining it fully to Justice right now.
No.
Imagine when our parents ask, where it's just like, I just say I do logos and stuff. I do branding and logos is my go-to phrase for what I do.
I don't even know how to explain to my current job with my dad or my mom. It's just like I take care of kids and make sure no one dies. Yeah, but still somehow my job isn't real. It's like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's like I call the ambulance and then make sure what's her face doesn't OD or doesn't go to the hospital for that thing she needs. Like, or I'm like making sure someone's door stops squeaking because they get irritated by it. It's like.
Oh, well, you do way more than that, though. You're not security. You're just.
Oh God! If I was security, this place would be run amok.
Thank God.
Soft body, yada yada.
But I think back to like the parent thing. When you graduate art school, I don't know how it runs with other art schools, but with the school we went to, we had a final exhibition where we were supposed to display all of our artwork to the public and just have this big event, and it's required for us to graduate.
It's the big ending.
And that's where most people bring their families to see, and it's the most awkward thing in the world because like none of the families know what art is or how to appreciate it or anything.
I love it. And then like there's the kids who are doing like the more traditional stuff and the parents are like, that's good art. And then there's kids who are like doing like just non-objective, like just conceptual paintings, and they're just like, my kid made this, it's cute.
Yeah.
And you're just
look at the colors.
You poor babe, you have no idea what's going on.
Oh God. It's like, and God forbid anyone does like a nudity piece. Like
okay, but
the parents freak the fuck out.
Yeah, but there are kids who are too nude in too many of their pieces.
I get that.
It's like, okay, we get it. You're a free model for yourself, but I've seen you too many times. Yeah. It's just
that's another story.
As a whole, we should have one just about nudes.
Just nudity.
And how
the
important
nudity podcast.
How important they are.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh God. But yeah, besides that's basically art school in a nutshell.
Oh yeah.
It was really fun. Well,
it's got moments of fun.
It's got moments. Freshman year was pretty hard.
For me, it was hard, but I had a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time. It was hell for me.
I did not know this about you, nor did I have that impression from you.
Really?
Yeah, no.
And I feel like because I've talked to other friends of ours, and like they seem to have like a pretty bad experience with freshman year as well.
I think my freshman year I had a good time. I made friends, not a bunch of friends. I made some good core friends. Yeah. I made some other friends.
We met freshman year.
Yeah, we all met freshman year.
That's right.
And then like 3/4 of our class disappeared.
Yeah. Well, like that's what happens freshman year, and that's why it's so difficult. I think they do this on purpose in art school, where they they give you an insane amount of work, so you either flunk out or want to leave, unless you're really dedicated and you just like truck through all the work.
Yeah. There's definitely that front loading because like freshman year, it's all your classes are treating you like an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Of like, you know nothing, and we're gonna build you up from there, which is important, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially now, because if you're gonna teach everyone, you want everyone to be on like knowing the way it's taught at the school.
Right.
But
I feel like it definitely got easier after freshman year, like way easier.
But it's like, did it get easier, or did we get used to it?
That's a good point.
Like,
ooh, they're messing with our heads. They're messing with us.
I think it's like a combo. I think like in the beginning, like for me personally, coming from Florida, school system is not good.
Yeah.
And I didn't do much work in the beginning. Like most of the work I did in school was not a lot. It was not a lot, and I didn't really do homework. It didn't really affect me. But then I come here, and it's like, if you don't do homework, you didn't do the work.
Yeah.
Like, the projects are like, take home.
For people who don't know, we're in New Hampshire right now. If you don't know where New Hampshire is, it's right above Boston.
Good for you. Good for you for not knowing where we are.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like, it's okay.
It's okay. We're very insignificant.
We I don't know.
We're being blamed for Trump at this point, so different podcast.
Different lifetime.
Different lifetime. I wish. Anyway. But yeah, so your school system in Florida was
week 49th, I think, is the last time I checked. Or I've never checked. I've heard it's 49th. I'm gonna be honest about that. But I know the only reason we're not 50 is Mississippi, who's always the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty fair.
But so yeah, I didn't do homework, and it didn't matter. And then I came here, and it's like, if you don't do the homework, you're screwed.
I feel like New Hampshire is pretty up there for public schools. I haven't checked. But I know my dad moved my family to a certain town because their public schools were kind of top rated.
Oh. Yeah.
So, like, I know I went to a pretty good school. I don't know how long that lasted after I graduated. But, like, it was an okay school. I think the problem was that I didn't care much about it, and I didn't... It was only the art that I was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I had no interest or passion to do anything else in school but art. And I looking back, I wish I took more advantage of it, but you're a teenager. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're not going to have interest in something if someone holds a gun to your head.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, it's like, being a teenager is so rough because they put so much pressure on you to, like, know things. And it's like, but then, it's like, you're expected to know what you want, but also they don't trust you to know things, period.
Right.
It's a weird time.
Yeah.
But freshman year, I don't know. I had a good time. I think I kind of found myself a little more. I got used to doing more work. I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but I enjoyed it.
I mean, like, it was a lot of work, and I think it was just me personally. Maybe, like, I was in a weird time in my life, and just like the overwhelming amount of work. Like, you don't see sunlight for a while, no. And you don't eat properly because you don't have time to cook. You don't have time to be active. Like, all you're doing, like, your life is these art projects. Yeah, and that's it.
And you don't even like them.
And they're, oh my God, I threw away all of them from freshman year. I was so done with it. After our showing at the end of the year, I literally drove across the street and dumped everything in the dumpster. And it was so liberating, and I loved it.
And pro tip, if you're still talking about your freshman work, like after freshman year, reevaluate, definitely. Because if you're proud of your freshman work, you're not doing your best. Because it's always going to be crap. Because they're bringing the crap out of you so you can create better things later on. And you need to do that. And it's not even just like they're bringing the crap. It's like these assignments aren't good art pieces.
No, they're not good assignments in general.
No, they're not trying to make you make the best piece ever. They're trying to make you make that piece that's hard and rigorous.
Exactly.
And a little bit painful.
It's very painful. I made a giant cardboard chicken at one point.
I made a fox.
Fox, yeah. But the chicken was cool. It actually, like, went down and pecked the ground.
Mine pounced.
Yeah. So, with grade A assignments, right? Like, cardboard animals.
Remember the 15 lines?
Oh, Jesus.
I had one friend, she literally scribbled. It was not even lines. It was an image. It was, like, and she was like, I just did this because it was like, whatever. Got an F and got mad. And I'm just like, what did you expect? You didn't draw any lines.
Oh, God. That was... Like, it was very, very obvious to see freshman year who was going to stay and who was going to leave.
Oh, yeah. I think my favorite example was this one girl, named her after a sea creature she admired, and we had we had a project where we had to make 3 sculptures, and they had to be based on a quote, and it was kind of like really open ended. You know, it wasn't that difficult of an assignment. It's just time consuming, and we all made our thing. And we found our quote, or found your quote and you made your thing, and then she shows up. And she's just like, I don't have a quote. I have a theme. And everyone's just like, and it's just like, what do you expect? She got an F. She got mad about it, and we're just like, what did you expect? You literally...
You didn't do the assignment.
All you had to do was find some vague quote that kind of matched your project. My friend did that. He made his sculptures kind of based on the same image, and then found a quote that fit it.
Yeah.
Which is... the teacher was like, that's an option.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like, there's ways to not... If you know the rules, you can break them.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole point.
But these people are deliberately not trying to understand what the assignment is and just doing what they want to do regardless.
I think if you go to any college program or any educational program thinking you know more than everyone else,
you're gonna fail.
You're setting yourself up. Even if you get all A's, you didn't learn anything, did you?
You're setting yourself up to fail personally.
Yeah, like you should have
academically.
Mm-hmm, like you should be coming into any program to learn, and even if it's not even if you're the best sculptor in America, you could learn how to paint from someone.
Right.
Ugh.
Anyways, well, I don't know much about this, but like, how do you feel about the freshmen now that you're post grad?
Now that I work with
you're working with the little ones.
It's like any year. It's an interesting situation, and it's like there's the good kids and the bad kids, and the kids you don't talk to, and the kids that don't talk to you.
Right.
And it's hard. I don't teach anything. I'm not a teacher. I'm a director of residence, which means I'm the guy in charge of the RAs. I'm the guy who comes when something happens. Right. I bust the kids for alcohol, and I hope we find a bong so I can just have a fun day in the office next day filling out paperwork. But I think it's like it's hard to judge a person by the way they live, because sometimes the kids who have the messiest, grossest rooms make the best art. But my main concern is always that they're too worried about having an experience to like worry about getting an education. Yeah,
no, I understand that. I feel like looking back at like how I acted as a freshman and looking at these freshmen, I definitely think the school as a whole needs to loosen up. Because like I get it, like and this is very important stuff. You're setting yourself up for your future. Mm-hmm. But like if you keep taking your entire life this seriously, like I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah, you'll get too wound up.
Yeah, like I tried to plan my entire life and like all that, and it can't be done. You can't plan life. You just go with the flow and like see where you land, basically.
You know,
and it's true. Our cameraman's telling us how much time we have.
Thanks, cameraman.
Cameraman Danny.
So I think we're at the crossroads of, do we go longer or do we end it?
I wish we had like a live audience to tell us if they were like interested in us continuing.
Are we boring or nah?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
You think?
I'm satisfied with what we've talked about.
Yeah. I think this was a good first podcast.
And even if no one likes it, I liked it. We liked it.
I had fun.
Things that if we get 5 views, I'll be happy for 5 views.
So if anyone's listening, sorry for the like wicked lo-fi. We've never done this before.
Podcast number 1.
This is a new microphone we bought just for this.
No. She bought it.
I bought it. Okay, whatever. But like we might have audio issues. We might have camera issues. If you're just listening, sorry if it's very weird.
A lot of table taps.
Yeah, we're very new at this, but if you liked it, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, we're gonna keep
doing it anyway. All right, well, this is Just Starving. We don't even know if we're keeping that name at this point, but...
I do know I'm hungry, though.
Very hungry all the time.
All the time.
All right.
Thanks for watching or listening or whatever. Thanks.
Awesome. And if you liked it, give it reviews on iTunes or like it on YouTube or whatever
this ends up.
Whatever the biz is. All right, see you later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Rad. Woo. Awesome. You should be our permanent camera guy. We need someone better. I lost track of time again.